Hello, I'm John Proxy on the channel John OS, and I'm having a Final Fantasy XIV online adventure around Reborn, and I've pre-walked to this destination right here, so I can start the video with a cutscene, which I realise isn't the most exciting way to start a video, but I do have to get this over and done with. This would be, I had to watch 3 speeches, essentially, so I can choose which grand company I need to join. I kept using the term... Oh, I lost my son to the calamity as well. So did I. I really didn't like that calamity.
Stumbling over a body.
I couldn't take a step without stumbling over the calamity. Yes, I kept saying free company, and I meant grand companies. The terms are confusing. Free companies are basically guilds. Grand companies are sort of in-game guilds that you have to choose. Like, we've met her before.
Were once strangers in the 12's
and now she has a voice.
Fearful of the green wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet
Green
they
wrath.
dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest.
Wow, that's the best kind of sunlight.
With great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races.
Yay!
So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron,
Wow, those two get around.
Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
That's good.
The Gridanians stand there, hanging behind the Elder's seed seal.
Why are you talking to me?
The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
I do not agree. I think it's not elegant. Alright, fine.
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us.
A life of peace. Everyone get your weapons at the ready.
Though we Gridanians have no love
He can't see anything.
we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we
Terrorists.
to protect the sanctity of the 12's wood.
With peace.
When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea,
The horns.
we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness.
I would have joined under the noble standard of the Blackadder.
And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat.
Fine, 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 fine. Yay! She said words. Let's clap those words.
5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory.
Those bloody battles.
Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not
It's a strange
the only
camera angle.
tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity.
Oh, I really didn't like the calamity. I was walking over bodies. Usually I walk around bodies.
The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive.
I mean, that calamity. It was an utter calamity.
To desperation,
I tell you.
some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was right out. We don't appreciate that at all.
To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They
Who's
test
the
our
Ixal?
defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable.
Well, I think it's sensible, because you can prey among the strong, but you're more likely to lose, aren't you?
From within,
Go for the weak, that's what I say.
it is of little wonder that that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
It's got shaved in the back of his head.
Pox on that bloody XIV.
Yeah, I've got an opinion on this as well.
This day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're honouring the memory of the fallen. Look at that, it's a rubbish salute.
And how do you propose to honour the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
Yes, because nobody can remember the heroes of the past because of that blurry memory thing.
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike.
And Thalian and Bezorian.
While we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood.
And that's, again, that's right out. Don't appreciate that.
Let's not be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania.
I mean, she's right over there with Spike. Hey.
Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action.
Yay, concerted action! Concerted action!
Join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder standard.
But not literally, metaphorically join hands with me. I don't want you touching me.
Let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these...
Like a queen or something. Don't touch me.
We must think of the children.
Woods will be done.
Won't somebody think of the children? Sorry, I found that very amusing. Helena Lovejoy apparently lives in this village. That guy looks very silly indeed. So does that guy. With his horns. Right, so that was the second speech. We've only got one more to go. Now I can talk lots again. And I don't know about you, but I enjoy my talking. Somewhat. But they're the twins. One's male, one's female, but they both wear dresses. We don't judge them, though. Yes. Fancy that. I can only tell which one's which by their voice. I assume one's male. Oh, he's wearing trousers. I did not notice that. But anyway, yes, they have to deal with two beast tribes, the XIV, who are quite troublesome, and they are wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal, Garuda. Ooh, another primal. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, but mischievous and malevolent. They've long been on friendly terms with the Guardians, until recently. They've grown aloof, and they tried to summon Ramu. He's another primal. I don't remember Garuda, but I know Ramu's from 7 and 9, and probably one of the ones before it as well. They've no love for war. They love it, really. They clash with the XIV more often, but they do so in self-defense. Honest, I'm going to be sent on killing missions in self-defense. The Sylphs, they are yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will last. Yes, it was the Woods, the Twelveswood, was grievously wounded during the calamity, and it left Gridania vulnerable to attack, and the people were hopeful for stuff. There's no talk of refugees, though. What's going over there that's so interesting to her? Yes, but the XIV will continue their incursion, spurred on by Garuda and their insatiable appetite for destruction. Welcome to the jungle, baby. It's gonna bring you to your knees. Yeah, I failed that. about halfway through the nuz, I went, no, I failed. I should stop. I definitely shouldn't do a 2-minute explanation of what I just did right afterwards. So I thought. Sooner or later, there'll be all-out war. And when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. Oh, they're both in trousers. Oh, I suppose that makes sense. But I'm fairly sure she's female and he's male, even though they basically look identical. Yeah, so an adventure would be very valuable. Invaluable, in fact. It's like inflammable and flammable. Invaluable and valuable mean the same thing. It's interesting. Well, I thought it was interesting. There they go. And here we go. One more speech. Reckon I can do it within this video if I get there quick enough. I still haven't been able to find a dice shop. I did look in between videos. I could just check online. And for some reason I can't click now. Because the game has a habit of crashing if I have Bandicam, the game on, and Firefox at the same time. Yes, it's still the Bikini Festival. So I still haven't figured out how to join in. Not that, you know, I think I'd look good in a bikini. My character wouldn't. I would. I'd look bloody excellent in a bikini if you ask me. Right. Where am I going? I need to go to Limsa Leminsa. And to talk to Minnie the Minx. What? Teleport. Well, let's go to the lower decks. It's going to be quite close. And oh, that's 300. I can afford it. I've got 15,000. Recently, I got loads of money. Loads of money. All the gil in the world. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. Bit of a hyperbole. Thought I'd make it more exciting for you. Thought it'd help. But what, I've let you down. I should be more honest. And I should come up with better things to say during these loading screens. But alas, there's only so many ideas that are contained within my noggin. And anyway, we're here now. I should lean back from the microphone because I keeps exploding. Yes. Oh, I was very close. Hero in the making. This is our final one. We'll get some XP. And yes, lots of rested bonuses, because I haven't played very much in the last couple of days. Mainly due to work and stuff. Play more the weekends. Yes, be quick about it. Let's go to the stateroom. We're not having an address in the stateroom. Just have a crowd of people. So they can go, yay! Well, it's so
much for our alliance.
Yes. I really don't like those people that are nasty to us. Look at her headgear. Lisa, yeah. I was going to quote Lisa needs braces, but I can't remember that. How short is she?
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard. And
there it is, look upon it.
Do not swell with pride.
It's a very painful condition, actually.
700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay.
And it certainly was a fertile bay in those days, let me tell ya.
Guided by the mother of oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Seriously, put that little one on a stool.
Did you look?
Oh, there you are.
Bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say.
They must have the teleport ability as well.
The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
Gah.
When the Gallian Empire marched upon Eorzea,
she's the coolest looking lady, I'll be honest.
And our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together,
bloody
our
executioners.
would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa.
Not the United Federation of Planets. Don't know what accent that was supposed to be. I was trying to go for Picard. Fell off there.
Ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
I like a uniform. It's practical, yet stylish. You know, it's got the shoulder pads and the cleavage. Best of both worlds.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom.
Well, that's not slightly sinister.
Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5
Wow, I didn't appreciate the calamity. I didn't at all.
Rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep.
Thought they might be characters known as the Wounds of the Calamity, Fester and Weep.
Stand atop the mizzenmast.
No, I didn't.
Gaze
That was a
out
lie.
upon our battered and broken vessel. I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again?
Yay!
There are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano.
Don't know what that is.
Creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
The Sahagin are fishmen.
The Sahagin have risen?
While the mines of Ogomoro spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go.
Well, they have lots of enemies.
These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt
Those
not
Curs.
but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes.
Who are these people? Let's kill them!
Can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck?
There's Harry Potter there watching in the background secretly.
There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will
The
bring
main
victory
course.
over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port.
And if there's room, desert.
We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer
twixt.
brothers against the coming tempest. Mark
So,
ye
right over there.
well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom.
For
The
reasons!
navigator,
Oh, not yet, not yet.
each vessel of ours shall ride the waves till seas.
That's what's
swallow
missing
all.
from this speech, though. Kind of people going, yay, every so often, not quite getting with the group. There they are. Yay! It's the ending, now we can cheer.
Oh, there's me cutlass! Follow ye to the 7 hells, Admiral!
Well, isn't he eager? Don't need me with that guy in your team. He'll follow her to the 7 hells. I'm back.
Meeting you again.
That's what you said last time. Are you going to go quiet and me have to read all your words? I think he is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 2 beast tribes. The fishmen who worship Leviathan, and the kobolds who worship Titan. I know both of those from Final Fantasy VII. Oh, I don't remember them telling me about the primals in the last in the Flame General ones. And the Garleans have erected a fortress. That's bad. And there's lots of internal strife. A nation of pirates. There's no end to the blood feuds and whatnot. They've got to first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside. And they have to deal with a primal threat once and for all. Look at the standard. It's fairly standard. But yes, I would be a wonderful addition, obviously. He said that the last 2 times as well. Does that mean you're playing them all against me? Them all against each other? I think they're both girls, just one has a deeper voice. I'm not sure though. I can't even tell if they're young or older. I assume they're actually, they have youthful appearance but are incredibly old. There's lots of youthful people. Oh, there's Minfilia. Yes. She correctly concluded that I just finished that mission. They are back in the Waking Sands and I have to go meet them and choose. I have already chosen. That I did research online. There isn't much difference. Let's go to... screw it. I'm teleporting right there. Let's go to the Waking Sands. Yes. During the... I assume the story branches off again. I assume there was 3 starts to the stories, depending on which city you started in. And it branches, and it sort of joins up here and branches off into 3 again. I'm not entirely sure of that. I'm making an assumption. And when I make an assumption, I make a cake out of eggs, milk, and sugar, flour. No, that's not how that goes, is it? Anyway, let's go see Raoul, or... that lady with the top on. They've all got tops on, and this is one of the few games where I can arguably say, well, not everyone does. I remember the pink top on. Oh, you know the one I'm talking about. You know, the leader of the Scions. There's Babylon's Ion. I just passed him. But you know, it's been 20 minutes. I haven't killed anything. Let's kill this thing with lightning. You know what? I was expecting it to have more an effect than that. There you go. Let's satisfy your bloodlust. There, it's dead. You happy now? I am. Yes. Bit of a talky episode, I'm afraid, and as was the last one, I think. But we've got to get this over and done with. And I think I still won't get my Chocobo for a while. I think I have to do missions for whatever grand company I choose, and then I can buy one off them. But yes, that's what I was saying before, and somehow got distracted. The grand companies, they basically, I think they have gear that you can buy, or kind of with tokens and stuff. And there's gear for every type, but I think they kind of lean towards different directions. And I think the guild that I'm going to choose, the grand company that I'm going to choose, leans towards the Meiji direction, which is the direction I like to go in. Look, there's a statue of someone. I've not looked at that statue before. Look out there! What's over there? It's a big rock. That's not that interesting. So, I think that's the building. That's the building, right? It's going to be a 25-minute video because I'm going to get... It can't just be those conversations I was having. No. There's the receptionist. I never talked to Tataru. Tataru from Tatooine. No. Don't think she really is from Tatooine. I don't think Tatooine exists within the realms of this game. Or within the realms of the Mad God, which is a completely different game. Loads of people just standing here. Maybe they take longer to load than me. Let's go through! Hope it's not a giant conversation. I think I'm due a short conversation and maybe something to murder. You know, a level 12 flies are all well and good, but no. There's the 3 officers. It's a good sign. You'd think the flame officer would be in red, and the storm officer would be in blue, and the serpent officer would be in green. I would have thought all 3 of those things, and I would have been wrong. So each nation has lots of problems, and they all need me. I'm in high demand, but I must be tired, so why don't I rest and get some XP? Quest complete. There you go. Look at that guy's mask. Now, I was going to say, guess if that's the male or the female.
The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Yes, within the oh, I've forgotten the word for it. I keep thinking raft. What do you call it with wheels on? You put hay on the back, driven by horses. Oh, I've forgotten.
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
Ah, it is male and female.
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies, as though the calamity of 7th Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you're so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the warriors of light?
None.
I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them.
They have forgotten quite a lot of stuff though. They know the warriors of light exist, they just don't remember who they were.
So needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the 7th Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the calamity behind us.
And I suspect I'm going to have to kill an awful lot of things before that happens.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience.
You can get angry, actor, or actress even. You don't have to be like, I'm angry, but I'm not going to raise my voice.
What ails this world, and I need to fight it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say, we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
So, those twins are mysterious.
Hope does not
Ooh,
come into
they're important enough to have escorts.
Share the burden of this fate, dear. The salve will serve not only to close up our present burdens,
But it also tastes good as well.
but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Or that. That's fine. Alright, I'm gonna have to finish the bloody video, aren't I? I thought I might get something interesting to do at the end, but more conversation, I'm afraid. Well, I've been John Proxy, having a Final Fantasy XIV online adventure around Reborn until John of the West now.